my friends, how's everyone doing today?
Oh, is that? I thought that was rhetorical. I'm all right. How you doing?
It's been a week. I don't know, man, but I'm happy we are here for episode 104. And it's Monday. You know what that means? It is another day for talking shop with the boss in the box.
That's right. The one and only Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box. The show that bullshits about all the bullshit that you want to bullshit about. And my God, have we got a great round of bullshit for you tonight.
That's right. So, tonight, we have a wonderful interview, and as you can see, based on the background that we have here, ladies and gentlemen, we have the man, the myth, and the Bay Area and heavy metal music legend, Mr. Steev Esquivel himself of Skinlab, Defiance, Reignition, Exodus, Deadbolt, man, you name it. He is here. He is going to be joining us momentarily. But I feel like we need to pay some bills here before we get to anything.
That's right. We definitely got to pay the bills. First and foremost, though, before we pay bills, want to give a shout out to Eric Voss out there from Save Souls Skate Bowls, awesome nonprofit organization that has recently taken on sponsorship of Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box. Good things coming from them, and we'll get back to that in coming weeks. This was brand new today, so that's a breaking news update from the box.
And this episode has actually been researched and curated by none other than your friendly neighborhood Mike Vanek. He runs a music and entertainment blog. He runs artist promotion and booking services as well. He did all of the curating and research for this episode. So go check out Mike Vanek Sucks. You can check out his Facebook, facebook.com/Mike Vanek Sucks. You can email him if you're in a band or you want to be featured on his blog. Email him at MikeVanekSucks@yahoo.com or text metal to 865-824-6427. And do you have problems with your finances? Well, we have an answer for it.
Yes, we do. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have financial woes, have no fear. We have got you covered. You can contact sponsor of the show, Leilani Mosinske. That is LEILONIMOSINSKE, financial professional. You can call her at 510-571-7215, or you can email her at Leilani, that's leiloni.wfg@gmail.com. License number 0M14654. Or you can reach out to her at www.wfgconnects.com/Leilani. She will teach you the rules of money, tax-free retirement, asset protection, college planning, principal protection, legacy planning, recession-proof industry, home-based income, small business exit strategy, increase your cash flow, and teach you about estate preservation. For a limited time, she is offering a free financial education class with breakdowns and a limited time free financial consultation and plan. So please, for all your financial literacy needs, contact Leilani Mosinske, first official sponsor of Talking Shop with the Boss and the Box.
That is correct. Now let's get rid of all these things and get to the man of the hour here. Where is the... Okay. There we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know this man. He is from Skinlab. Past bands Defiance, Exodus, Reignition, Deadbolt, and more. Bay Area heavy metal legend, ladies and gentlemen, Steev Esquivel. What's up, my man?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Oh, God, dude. Fantastic. How's this pandemic been treating you, man? We've been in it a year now. What have you been doing?
Oh, my God. Down from the first week, basically we had just gotten home from starting our tour cycle. We toured for about 2.5 months and got home and everything shut down, man. And since it hit us pretty hard, I had pretty much made the decision to kind of uproot and leave. I moved down to Southern California, so I'm down here close to San Diego now, and kind of just restarting our lives. You know, my older son had joined the Navy 5 years ago, and we had no idea how little we'd see him as soon as he joined. So we were like, you know, you're not getting away from us that easy. So we moved down here and followed him, and you know, closer to LA, and still able to get, you know, home when we need to. And I still work down there, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, for the most part, just you know, just having to try a little harder. You know, there's a lot of, you know, everyone's down and out right now, and basically having to, you know, fend for themselves. There's no one, you know, no one's able to get together and, you know, do their normal thing. So kind of out here alone, just kind of surviving, man.
So what does that mean for the musical journey that you've been on? Has everything just kind of stopped flat for the time being?
Well, for Skinlab, kind of, because you know, we had just put out a new record, Venomous, and we were just hitting the road, you know, and we were starting to get a good response from the fans and everything. It seemed like, you know, it seemed like we were going to have a good touring cycle. So that kind of came to a halt, but, you know, we have high hopes for getting out there soon. But yeah, I mean, we don't really have the outlets that a lot of these other bands have to kind of get together and do videos and everything. So we have a guitar player who lives in Puerto Rico, and now I'm down here in LA, and it kind of happened. Kind of weird, but I'm almost enjoying the break because it's building a little hunger, you know. Getting really anxious to get back out there, but no, there's still a lot of meat left on the bone for Skinlab, so I don't consider this, you know. We'll be back pretty soon, and hopefully with new music.
Well, and like you said, that absence making the heart grow fonder. I know that I'm just drooling to get back out, playing shows, seeing shows, calling matches, doing all the things we all used to do. Shit, just getting together. You know what I mean? Just running around, seeing each other, bumping into each other at random shows. Shit, I think the last time I saw you was Machine Head a year ago, which was the last concert we all attended together.
That was the last show I was at. I was just going to say that. And that's pretty much, I think, aside from, you know, my wife and I will go out and we'll have a couple drinks maybe throughout the year, but that was the last time I actually had a hangover, had a machine headache. And rightfully so. It was a fucking amazing night.
Oh my God.
Hell of a show, man.
Yeah, everybody was. Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, we just got home from tour the night before. Like, we fucking jammed home. We knew they were playing. And we got home, and it was like, we're going to Machine Head. And I was like, fucking kids? Nope, we're going.
You can't say no to that, though. You can't say no.
No.
I mean, come on!
Yeah, Contos and Logan, and, you know, and all the new guys and everything. Yeah, it was fucking epic night.
Well, it was pretty...
I almost cried a couple times. during you know, when the guys came out, you know, fucking Logan and everyone was like, wow, holy shit. Little different, you know, Adam wasn't there, but it was still pretty badass.
So, a long time ago, it's funny you mentioned Adam, a long time ago, probably 9-10 years ago, I worked at Hot Topic as a store manager, and at the time, this like sort of tall, redheaded guy wearing leather walks in, and he grabs a whole bunch of Machine Head stuff, and he brings it to the counter, and I kind of roast him a little bit. I'm like, hey man, what are you, like a Machine Head fanatic or something? He goes, you know, maybe a little bit. And I go, and he pauses for a second, and I look at him, I go, wait a minute, are you in Machine Head? And he goes, well, I like to think I am. And he opens up the metal magazine that he grabbed and turns to a page where he's on stage at some festival that he's playing. He's like, well, that's me playing bass, and that's me doing this, and I'm like, holy shit, it's fucking Adam Deuce. Okay.
That was Adam and the leather pants days.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm like, dude, what are you buying all your stuff at Hot Topic for? And he's like, well, hey man, the record label gives us a whole bunch of gift cards. We're gonna spend it on the thing that we care about, and I care about Machine Heads.
Fuck yeah, give them all the gifts.
Yeah, man.
That's it. You all get my band shirt for Christmas. All of you.
Oh.
That's why I am too, but no one wants my shit for Christmas. Whatever.
I'll give you my address right now.
Okay.
Oh my god. So, I mean, we got the break, you know, you're getting hungry again, like, man, so, do you, what is the upcoming plan for Skinlab? Like, do you guys, now that COVID's kind of, you know, ramping up a little bit, do you guys start to get the communications going again? And, like, hey guys, alright, so maybe we should start planning rehearsals again.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. You know, things that we're starting to get calls, our agents, you know, starting to call us and saying people are asking, and, you know, we're talking to some people about possibly getting out and do some dates. We don't really want to be the first ones to get out there, but we don't want to be the last ones either. You know, we want to pick up where we left off, and so you know, we feel like Venomous is still new in our eyes. We barely even dipped our toes in the touring cycle, and you know, feeding it hand to mouth to the fans, and we feel that there's still meat left on the bone for that record, so we're going to get out there and support it at least for another couple tours. I said that we wanted to be back in the studio 17 months later. I'm like here in my office right now, and we've kind of created a little studio, and we all have our studios, so everybody's writing. Snake, actually, we've been talking a lot recently. We're talking about revisiting some of the cover tracks that we had. We did a track of Crowbar, Planets Collide, and Acid Bath, Pagan Love Song, and those were both with Paul playing drums. And I mean, we're still homies with Paul and everything, and like there's no love lost or nothing. So for us to put it out we thought it'd be kind of cool. Paul's really into it, and you know, so we'll probably release something like that very soon, and you know, we've promised you guys for so long, you know, but sometimes it's hard. We get in there, we start doing things. I mean, Skinlab's not the normal band that always has a team of people working behind us. A lot of the times it's four of us, and you know, we're making the decisions for our band, and sometimes, you know, it's kind of done on the lower scale that you guys might not hear of. So trying to find the right people to back us and get this stuff done is in the works, and we'll see. You know, it's been good so far with this last record, and we've built a great relationship with our producer, Ulrich Wild, and seems like, you know, the momentum's there. So I'll say, fucking fat lips.
So you know, before we get too much more into Skinlab, with every guest that we get, I like to get a little deep dive into the very beginnings of any of our guests and where they started. Like, so where did music start for you, Steve? Like, what did you listen to? What influenced you to get into metal?
Well, okay. Well, then we're gonna skip over stuff. But
Yeah.
what influenced me into getting metal was my cousin Joey. He was a roadie and best friends with Andy and Dennis of Death Angel.
Cool.
And when I was younger, my family was in a big car accident, and I got shipped off to San Francisco for a couple of years to live with my aunt and my cousins and everything. So my life completely changed when I moved out there. I discovered Death Angel. Not only Death Angel, but, you know, I think I discovered like Iron Maiden and you know, my cousins like Triumph and Judas Priest and Black Sabbath and all that stuff. So I went from a kid that really liked dude, the plasmatics I found on my own. So I don't know if it was the record cover or just like holy shit, you know, when I heard the guitar playing, and the guitar player, his name's Richie Stotts. He was actually a fucking really intense guitar player, and I heard that, and then immediately heard Death Angel, and my fucking brain just kind of flipped. So I went from like the Grease soundtrack, you know, Sean Na to fucking metal straight out the gate, you know.
So backing up, hold on. So you mentioned Sean Na and the Grease soundtrack. You know, digging in, I've been a huge Skinlab fan, you know, most of my adult life, and one of the things I always hear in your voice is a lot of blues. Like, I hear a lot of love for the blues in some of those low tones and whatnot, blues, grunge, things like that. So I was going to ask, are you a blues fan, and who are those influences? Who are your non-metal influences?
Right. You know, I couldn't tell you anybody blues, you know, besides, you know, B.B. King and obvious dudes like that. I actually got into singers with baritone voices as I got into metal, and one of like the main voices that struck me immediately was Peter Steele, you know, Typo Negative, and I always didn't really have a low voice. It's been thrashed over the years, and by the time I got to Skinlab, Defiance had kind of beat me up. So I went from a young, you know, high-end pitchy voice to a kind of more gravelly voice, smoking and everything. But I really gravitated towards them. But if you know, I wouldn't say blues. I would say more soul, because I'm a Hispanic, you know, kid, and I grew up on oldies and more of Motown. So if you're gonna say, you know, if I have any more blues, I would say I have more Barry White and Wolfman Jack. You know. And I really love the Wolfman Jack. So when I heard Alice in Chains and Lane Staley doing his harmonies, and you know, I was just like, wait, that's kind of like Wolfman Jack in a way, and like the harmonies and everything were just really cool. So yeah, that cool question, man. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. I try to come sideways because
awesome.
I like to think differently. You know, that's the show we like to have. We don't. You know, you get the usual questions, you know, what are you doing now, so on and so forth. I like to step sideways and be like, so what's different? I got some more down the line. Don't worry, you know, that I'm going to come after you with.
Well, I mean, you mentioned Defiance earlier. So, like, out of the records you did with Defiance, which one do you think is your favorite?
Speaking of Defiance, there's a new record. We just got a bunch of them. I'll send you guys one.
Yeah.
But yeah, the new Defiance album is actually a collection of rarities. Dave, when you were a baby in diapers, we were out there crushing the Omni and stuff like that. You know? So you might get a kick out of this stuff. But yeah, some older thrash stuff. So go ahead. I'm sorry, I totally bumbled your question, bro.
It's all good, man. I think Mike Vanek needs to change his pants right now.
I'm with Mike Vanek just shat himself.
But like, we just want to know, like, out of the Defiance records that you've done, which one is your personal favorite?
Oh, my personal favorite is Voy Terra Firma. That was a real special time. Just getting to know the guys and signing a worldwide deal when I was 19 years old. Really cool. A really cool record. Don't really listen to it much these days, and haven't listened to it in quite a while, but pretty cool. I'm sure you still get the same feeling if I put it on right now. Make me feel like an 18, 19-year-old kid.
So how'd you end up getting hooked up with Defiance in the first place?
Well, I was actually in a band called Xanthus, my first band, and from San Jose, and I had been couch surfing around. I got kicked out of my house. It was time for me to move, and I just kind of had a bunch of friends that were just really cool enough to let me stay at their place a lot of time. And I was, let's see. Yeah, I was actually at my buddy's Michael Terry, and I was listening to KSJS, a radio station from San Jose, and Cole Gill, my buddy, he was actually the DJ of the radio station. He was playing Defiance, and it was like super late at night, and I was going to bed, and I was like, I had never heard them, and they had a unique, the first record, Product of Society, has a very unique sound, very clean. It was a super clean, and just like the guys were just way ahead of their time. And I remember going to bed just going, something just kind of clicked in me. If there's a God out there, you know, I believe that night had just tapped me on the shoulder and said something like, you know, this is going to mean something to you soon. And maybe 3 or 4 days later, I had gotten a call to come try out for a band called Laughing Dead.
Ooh.
So I'd kind of worn out my welcome staying at Michael's house and my friend down there, and it was time for me to kind of. I was always a little bit more. I wouldn't say advanced, but I was the one going to the shows. I was the one going to Suicidal at, you know, in you know, New Varsity Theater in Palo Alto, and like just I was out there, you know, and throwing it out there and getting in trouble. And a lot of my friends were more reserved. They were more, you know, Anthrax fans, metal fans, but more homebodies. They weren't sure about making the jump, you know what I mean? So I was prepared to do it. So I actually just, you know, I packed a paper bag, which is all I had of my belongings, and took Bart and the bus and Bart out to Oakland and walked through the craziest shit I ever seen in my life, which was downtown Oakland, the BART station to the Laughing Dead rehearsal studio. And I joined Laughing Dead, and it was a weird time. Really cool band, really cool dudes, but it wasn't really, for some reason I couldn't sing their music. The drummer wrote the music, and I really couldn't find myself within the band. And it was just really challenging. So I was out partying with the manager Defiance, and just out hanging out, and yeah, just kind of whispered in my ear and asked me if I'd like a chance at doing it, you know. And yeah, long story short, I got caught. Laughing Dead guys caught me with the lyrics under my bed from the Defiance, and I got a call while I was working, you know, printing T-shirts, and the guitar player was crying and couldn't believe that I was doing it, and I was just like, brother, I've got to do this. They have a record deal, and you know, I hate to say it, but time to move on. So
Wait,
yeah,
wait a minute.
that's how I got.
Hold on, back up. Literally crying?
He was crying, yeah, yep.
Wow!
I love the guy, but it was a hard time. I guess a hard thing to take. And looking back now, because I've had band members quit on me, maybe I should have been a little bit up front. But I was a kid, and I was chasing the carrot, you know. And believe me, you know, the party ended pretty quick, you know.
So, like, you know, being in the San Jose area, like, what was the music scene back then? Like, was it happening back in the South Bay, or did you have to go to the Bay Area more often than not, than staying around the South Bay to do music?
Well, actually, yeah, there was nothing there. But see, I had the connection from my cousin that was, you know, the Death Angel friend. So he, we were out partying one night, and I was talking to the guys, and I think it was Rob or someone in the Death Angel gang, and I was like, I asked him to write down a list of bands for me to go listen to. And when we're leaving the weekend and going back to my house from the day from San Francisco to San Jose, and had a list of Metallica, Merciful Fate, like these bands to get. So like when I went back to San Jose, I was like the fucking satanic Mexican kid that no parent wanted their kid to hang out with. They were like, this dude is fucking crazy. And I wasn't. I was just I had a hard time at home, and the music was an escape. So, but luckily enough, in San Jose there was a radio station called KVHS. And they actually played a lot of metal, and it was a class that you could take, a course that I wasn't able to learn it well enough, so I couldn't take the class, but I tried. And kind of funny story, I actually gave a demo tape of me singing Queen of the Reich, I think it was, or Take Hold of the Flame. You know how like back in the day you can like overdub over the record or whatever and like get your vocal in there or sing next to it or whatever. Yeah. So I gave it to one of the dudes at the radio station, and they fucking played it over the school thing and kind of embarrassed me into being a singer. I fucking sucked, and it was pretty bad, and I was like, well, you're in now, buddy.
It's out there in the public. You no turning back.
No turning back. No, yeah. It wasn't. It was the public, but I mean, it's pretty small. And I think there was a time during the school day where the kids that were taking the class, their little performance or whatever, their broadcast went live. So, yeah.
So, I mean, being from the South Bay, how many times did you play the Cactus Club?
Dude. I want to say I love the Cactus, Mike and everybody over there, man. I mean, they're nothing but family. It took a few hard years. I don't know how many times I got kicked out of that place, man. We would just go party. I would come home off a tour because Xanthus, I left the band and I had moved to the Bay Area, and Xanthus started coming up in the Bay Area. So they had a kind of a cool little, gang of friends that would go down there. And then I also had some of my friends. So when I came back, it was on, like I was coming back partying home, and those guys didn't take too much of my shit. I remember getting thrown out of that place like fucking a snaggle tooth. Fucking thrown out and dropped on the fucking curb, looking up to like 4 police officers, and they said, "Now, Steve, you don't want to go to jail now." And I was like, "How the fuck do you cops know my name? Oh my god! Did you just say my name?" Yeah, I missed the Cactus Club.
Yeah, man. I'm from the East Bay up here, and I've probably been to the Cactus Club at least like 15, 16 times. Seeing Lamb of God when they were young, singing Chimera probably 6 times. Insolence a whole bunch of times. Like, I miss that place. I think they tried to bring it back a little bit, and then it just...
It wasn't the same. It wasn't the same club at all, man. I actually, being the Valley kid, I only got to attend the Cactus 3 times, and that was Head PE and Spine Shank. Only 2 times, and I actually interviewed the 20 Dead Flower Children that night. And dude, that was killer. That was my first foray.
On tour.
Did you?
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, man.
I thought they were gonna blow up.
Was this before or after Farm Club, or what was that show on MTV?
It was after.
Yeah.
It was after because they went on Dark Tour like fucking rock stars.
Yeah.
Oh man, we're like, who's fucking opening up for who here, pal?
I saw it with ICP the first time.
Yeah.
And like, I was just like, wow,
Detroit.
Yeah. And I was just like, wow, it's too bad we'll probably never hear from this band again. And then I saw them on Farm Club, and I was like, okay. Like, so I started researching them. They're playing the Cactus with Head PE. I sent it, and they had a Hotmail email address. I emailed them, and was like, can I interview you? And I'm a 16-year-old kid. Next thing you know, I'm in the green room at the Cactus, hanging out with Head PE, Rob Flynn, Insolence, Spine Shank. Like,
Nice.
yeah, and that was the kind of place the Cactus was. And the only other time I went was for Rob Lumbre Memorial Fest. And, sat there and drank beer underage with Roy Stanley. But,
Boy.
the Cactus is one of a kind, man. Being as we're on the subject of the Cactus and such, one of my questions I had for you was, what's your favorite venue that's gone?
Ooh.
Oh man, I'll get stabbed in the neck if I say the wrong one on this one, but I'm gonna have to go with fucking Maritime Hall. Maritime Hall was something special for Skinlab. They treated us so fucking good. Half the shows we had they just took care of us so fucking great, and a lot of the bands that we toured with, we ended up touring with from playing there, except for the Deftones. Maybe that'll happen someday. But no, we got to open up for the Deftones, Machine Head, Static X, Fear Factory, fucking Cannibal Corpse. I mean, just name it, man. Melvin's.
Nice.
Yeah, that place was badass.
I got to play there once.
Too, in Berkeley Square.
That was before my time in the music industry. My guitar player talks about Berkeley Square all the time, and I'm like, man, you played there once, and you have so many stories about it.
Yeah, well, it's that type of place because you probably played there once, but you went to a million shows there. We didn't. Skinlab started playing there earlier on. Actually, the show that got us our record deal, besides Rob Flynn helping us out, we played with Crowbar, and Acid Bath was going to play that night. Acid Bath and Crowbar, but Acid Bath canceled, and we ended up playing. And the Crowbar guys really liked us, and they put in a good word to us at Century Media, which ended up helping us get our deal with them.
We have a Century Media question.
Oh yeah? I have answers.
All right, Brandon, where's Mike Vanek's question? Because he's grilling me that we're not asking any of his questions.
Hey, man.
Good.
Hey, man, we're letting the conversation take its place. So, like,
Steve, Century Media, Mike Vanek's crying. It's a perfect moment.
All right, Vanek, I got you, man. So, what led the Skinlab, being signed to Century Media, and can you describe your relationship with the label during those years?
Well, okay. So we were gonna we had Rob Flynn in our corner. Obviously, everyone knows that. And he had kind of talked to the A&R rep over at Roadrunner Records, and he had flown out to see us, and we thought we had a deal with them, and it didn't happen for some crazy reason. I think we were just too much like Machine Head, and he couldn't sell us well enough to the head boss, and we kind of lost that deal. But we had the Machine Head tour, or Rob had told us that he wanted to take us on tour. So we kind of had a tour before we had a record deal. So in the same breath of us losing our deal with Roadrunner, a board by Kierkegaard, who owns Blabbermouth, he was the A&R over at Century Media, and he's good friends with Monty Connor over at Century Media. Excuse me, god damn, and I'm not even stoned. He's good pals with Monty Connor over at Roadrunners. So I think he kind of passed the buck, and Boy kind of realized that we had a good opportunity and a chance to have an amazing tour, which I think at this point was pretty much sold out before the guys even left, and that was the More Things Changed tour. So we signed a deal, and shit happened so fast, man. Within a month, we're in the studio. Well, we were in our own studio. Rob came in and helped do a little pre-production with us. And before long, we were in the studio recording with Andy Sneap and at Hyde Street, San Francisco.
Ooh.
And shit that we just dreamed of. We could never afford ourselves. And we had the budget to do this shit, and it was really cool. It was an amazing time, and our relationship with those guys were just really cool because they were all young kids, and nowadays half the dudes are running the game. I'm not sure if any of you guys are familiar with some of the cats, but I mean they're some of the big players in the game now. So they were really young when we started off, young and hungry, and they had a different perspective on marketing, fucking renegade approach to marketing, and they just they did things a different way that really catered to a younger band like us, and their smart ways of doing shit catapulted us pretty quick into things. We were one of the bands that they were learning the ropes on. I mean, of course there were tons, obviously Release, who Gary was in Release also. They were on Century Media. There's tons of bands on there, but they really took a chance and spent a lot of money on us and really went the proper way about doing things, and we're very fortunate. So, in the end...
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
In the end, we had become the workhorse that people know us as, and we felt like we were basically beating ourselves up more than we were getting, one, recognized for, and two, getting compensated for. And when that all happens and you're missing out on your children's life and your bones are breaking and you're in the hospital and people aren't calling you back, it's time to put on the brakes. So I can understand this is all business, and that's where, that's kind of where the rubber meets the road, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and you mentioned, like, the marketing and the renegade kind of marketing tactics. Like, I remember back in those days, and it's something that we need more of today, especially now that, like, musicians are starting to slowly come back and do their thing again because we've been put on hold for over a year. I remember just being in little venues out here in the East Bay. Like, at the time it was like the Concord Vets Hall or the Concord Depot or the Bourbon Street Bar and Grill, and there were record executives and A&R marketing reps from those labels passing out promo materials at these little bars.
Yeah, for sure. Street team, Streetwise.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. All that shit. Yeah.
It's like, who does that anymore? It's insane. It's we need that back.
Yeah. I actually like that more than I like the whole internet promotion thing. I mean, I really love the way, maybe it's because I'm not really versed at it, and it's pretty intimidating, but it used to be cool handing out flyers, and I know that, you got to go with the times, but just the hand, just passing out a flyer and getting reaction from somebody and making a friend. That shit, I mean, I can't even remember, I don't even know how many friends I still have to this day from that, from just being out and promoting and just kind of sitting against the wall smoking a cigarette, and some other metalhead just kind of sitting next to you, and you both get a flyer passed to you, look at each other, and, you guys have some kind of fucking bond together right there, you know what I mean? It's like, it's a total metalhead thing, and probably just a music fan thing, but
I think what it is that personal, like you're saying, that personal connection, hand to hand. It's not just, oh, I shared this post, hopefully somebody will like it, share it, comment on it, whatever. I gave you this flyer from my hand, you took it with yours, and now it's almost like handshaking right then and there in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Where exactly.
And you strike up a conversation about it, and it's something we complain wrestlers don't do. I think bands don't do it enough anymore, is you personalize yourself. You get out there and make people not only care about your band, but about the person behind the band. And that creates that emotional investment,
Yeah. it's funny because when we're on the road, like we'll have people that be like, "Hey man, I'll come out and I'll do merch for you and sell merch," you know. Or some bands would be like, "Hey man, there's been a lot of people, you know. Well, how come your merch isn't set up? How come you're not over there?" Like, yeah, that's cool. We'll be over there. Or like we have a time where we'll get there. We don't want anyone to do it for us. We like to be there and, you know, beat the people. And it's really cool when we actually, we're pretty stupid like that, but we'd rather, you know, come out afterwards and really take some time and hang out with people and enjoy and have something to reflect on the night than kind of a whole, I've got fucking social anxiety like a motherfucker, so like if I'm out there before or getting bogged down and shit, I'm just gonna be so afraid and everything, you know. So we really like to come out and spend time after we're done and hang out at merch and like just totally, you know, right there make that connection, you know, and have something to talk about from the show itself, you know.
So I don't expect you to remember each and every crazy moment because you've toured a lot. You've seen a lot of towns, man. But can you give us some fun stories or fun moments that you could specifically remember from any of your tours? Or, as Mike Vanek's notes say, any of the Century Media tours that you've been on?
Oh, God.
I know, we're kind of racking the brain here.
Yeah. You know, we always said, like, you know, it's funny when people, like, when they come on the bus or the RV and, like, oh, yeah, okay. So, what's going on, man? How's everything happening up here? Fucking, you guys are fucking crazy, you know? And everyone knows us. We're stoners, you know? Stoners aren't the most craziest fucking dudes, you know? There might be one wacky dude wandering around hitting walls, but we're pretty laid back, you know? And it's funny because we joke now that might be the reason or the blame for the lack of our success, because we've never been a coke band. We're not a band that goes out afterwards and just fucking chalks it up and like, yo, bro, oh man, we're doing this fucking we're gonna conquer the world together, guys. You know, that whole thing. We've never been that band to end up at the after parties and do that kind of stuff. We're usually like stoned and kind of in bed, you know, pretty quick after the night's over on the road. Sometimes we'll be, you know, hanging out, but really, it's kind of funny, you know, but we do have some jokes that we're, you know, our old drummer Paul, he would be missing all the time, so he'd either be getting we have a joke like, where's Paul? He's either getting robbed, he's getting stoned, he's with some chick, or he's on the phone with whoever girlfriend it is, right, in a phone booth crying. So it's funny because we laugh, but it's true. The dude's gotten robbed like 5 times on tour, you know, and a couple of them we see it right there, you know. But just little things like that, man. Fucking one of the times he would like to go out on bike rides. He loved we get to a town, and that little dude would get on a bike and he'll fucking take off forever. And he doesn't really. He'll ask, you know, hey, is this your bike? Mind if I ride it? But we were in Germany one time. We were in Sweden one time, and we were playing a show, and it was like towards the end of the night, and there was some bikes out front, and you know, like they're all fucked up, like Mary Poppins bikes and shit, Kermit the Frog looking bikes, you know, and they, you know, they have like baskets and shit, whatever, and we come out the club, and there's this girl, and she's freaking out. She's like, you know, you know, like my bicycle, you know. And we're just like, you know, looking around like, what's going on? And the security guard's like smoking cigarettes, like, yeah, no, I don't know, somebody stole her bike. So we couldn't believe that. Nobody steals bikes around that area. You know, this is impossible. You know, it's not what we do. You know, and me and our guitar player, we look at each other, we're like, Paul. We're like, oh shit. And we're thinking to ourselves, anybody see? We're trying not to be loud about it. We're asking around, anybody see Paul? You know, hey, where's he at? You know, and then all of a sudden you look down the street. Sure enough, here fucking comes Paul, and he's fucking doing this little fucking Kermit the Frog slow prance, and this girl was like, she sees him down the street, she's like, is that my bike? You know, in Sweden or whatever, and she's screaming, and Paul's like fucking like riding up thinking nothing, and he does this big loop like he's just gonna do a loop around her, and she just fucking clotheslined him. And like, bro, fucking ripped him off the bike, and he's just like, you know, Paul's just a sweetheart. He's like, gee, sorry, you know, I was asking whose bike it was. Wow, bless amazing.
Wow. Like you said, you expect the crazy party stories or whatever. You never think, hey, our drummer stole some chick's bike in Sweden.
Oh, dude. I mean, he would not even think of it as stealing, you know? It's just, he wanted to go on a little jaunt.
Right, joyride is what.
Joyride, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It is the word out there.
You just bring it back, like, you're just gonna borrow it for a second, just test the pedals.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I've got probably the last one I could tell you is we talked about it recently online. Was that at the end of the show we played Know Your Enemies and hand my bass to a fan, or mostly I'd let the fan come up and play my bass at the end of the song, which is the opening and anybody could do it. And they usually do it. Well, I fucking gave it to some guy, and I should have known it. I'd seen the look in his eyes. He looked like a fucking straight up burglar, you know, total under his eyes, just fucking dark and shit. I gave him the bass like, all right, homie, come on up and play. That motherfucker took that thing and fucking ran out the club and fucking passed us 400 people, and nobody ever seen him again. The security guys were like, fuck, I wasn't gonna touch him, you know, he was crazy. I was like, you're fucking kidding me. I thought, what? You guys let him run out the club?
Like, what the fuck do we have security for? Like,
yeah, that was a fucking badass ESP Emerald Green bass, man. They had just fucking sent it to me. Fucking John.
Yeah, and you know, it ended up on eBay somewhere.
There was no eBay then. This was like 1997.
Okay.
No, that shit was fucking sold for Amsterdam fucking heroin.
like you're gonna look up on like Amsterdam eBay, and you're gonna see it for sale in the red light district. Like,
yeah.
sucker. Like,
That was a sick ass bass. Someone got off, man. Props to him though. That was fucking smart. I mean, dude, you're brave, bro. You gotta do that shit.
So you mentioned Rob Flynn earlier. How many drunken party nights have you had with Mr. Flynn?
Oh my god. Lots. Yeah, a lot. Well, I can say the last one was a year ago. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and that's how it's kind of weird because I was thinking about, I mean, the impact that Rob's had on my career has been kind of instrumental in a way because, I mean, Skinlab, when the idea of him getting a sign was on his birthday. We were partying, and we were me and Mike were the last ones left standing, and his wife kicked us out of the backyard and told us, you know, go drink, you know, somewhere else. And Rob's like, come on, let's go get some beer, let's go get more. So we walked down, fucking got more, stumbled down the street, got more beers, and that's when he told us that he wanted to get a sign, you know. I remember it specifically. That was kind of, that was one time, but I think when I first met him was in San Jose on a beer walk also. And, you know, I gave him my Xanthus demo. So, yeah, it definitely had a lot of brown eyes. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. We have a fun Rob Flynn story that our buddy Thomas shared on this podcast, where basically he Lunchbox sum it up for us a little bit better. You can probably do it better than I can.
our boy Thomas, who was like a 15-year-old, 16-year-old kid at the time, his mom took him down to the Mitch Lucker Memorial Show. And when staying in the hotel after the show, about 3 o'clock in the morning, Thomas wakes up to all the guys from Suicide Silence, Rob Flynn, Max Cavalera, and I forget who else, standing around him over his bed. And then he proceeds to just hang out all night with all these guys as a 15-year-old kid. And all it spawned was from someone making noise down the hall. His mom opened the door, and these really polite, metalhead-looking cats were just like, "Oh, we're so sorry." And she's like, "Hey, do you happen to be Suicide Silence? Yeah, could you guys come wake my kid up?" And
sick.
oh, dude, it's a cool story. Episode 48 or 43, I don't remember which. You can find that on Spotify. The end of the night was he was standing there talking to Rob Flynn, and Rob Flynn drank half of his Jack, and then goes, "Don't tell your mom," and gives him the rest of the bottle and walks off, stumbles off to bed.
The vodka sounds about right.
Yeah. So we love us some Rob Flynn over here. So.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's a NorCal thing, man.
I was just on. I'm saying I work during the day, and sometimes I'll go on Facebook and I see them fucking doing their party fucking live. I'm like, oh yeah, she lives there fucking partying down. I'm slaving away over here, painting ceilings and shit. I send them a fucking heart and a text. No regrets, no fucking regrets.
Dude, how many times do you think that those live sessions come from they just happen to get together to drink and play guitar, and we're just like, we should go live?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I envy them for doing that, man. I mean, he really is just having a blast down there, obviously. I mean, just kind of out of key and just doing it, mumbling some of the words and shit. I mean, that's fucking cool. I'm such a weirdo. I can never do that. Never, ever.
You know, being from the Bay Area, and I'm going to kind of, transition a little bit here. Being from the Bay Area, where did you get the Exodus connection? You played for Exodus for a little while. Where did that come from? How did that come about?
Wait, real quick. No, he didn't just play for Exodus for a while. You get a phone call and you get drugged on a South American tour with Megadeth. Please elaborate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, childhood dream come true, obviously. And I getting an opportunity, the chance to do that, I threw my name in the hat. Things fell through, and I think they were trying to get Matt from Exhumed, and I'm not sure if he could do it. And I heard about it, so I threw my name in the hat. And, we were, Reignition, my other band, was practically right down the hall from them. I felt like I owed it to Paul. He was my hero, and I wouldn't be a vocalist if it wasn't for him. And not only that was Zetro stepping off the throne to take care of his family, but in my heart I was doing it for Bailoff, and so it was really cool. Like a childhood dream come true, man. I mean, yeah. At first, it was I was helping them do 2 weeks in Brazil, South America, and while we were there, and it was an amazing tour, by the way. The Brazilian people were amazing. It was kind of disappointing for the fans because they didn't really want to see me. It was Zetro kind of backed out the last minute, and I think everyone was kind of surprised. So it was a tough tour for the guys and a heartbreaking tour for the fans because it wasn't Exodus. But we tried to give it to them, and I felt we did really good. It was pretty badass. But halfway through the tour, the guys got a call from Megadeth wanting them to join the Black Male of the Universe tour, United States tour, fucking already sold out, full arena tour, and they had asked me, pulled me aside while we're out drinking kaifies. They asked if I would be able to do it, and You know, I'd offered to do the 2-week thing because it seemed kind of easy, but a 2-month long stint was going to be kind of hard for me and my family and my wife and then the kids and everything. So at that point, Skinlab had taken a break. We had been touring fucking hard for 10, 11 years at that point, and I was kind of putting the brakes on, taking care of the kids and having fun with Reignition at home. So they asked me to do the 2-month tour, and we did it. And it was fucking amazing. Sold out every fucking night. Earshot was actually the main support, but after 2 shows, the fans weren't having it, man. Fucking, and they got beat up really hard, and not physically, but the fans were just definitely were showing their dislike for them. And we were on our way to Milwaukee. They followed the bus convoy. They went one way, and us 2 buses went the next way. And yeah, we became the main support for the whole tour. And it was fucking amazing. That was a dream come true. Also, yeah.
I mean, we all have bad shows, but like, have you personally ever had one of those shows where the crowd was just not having you, regardless of what band you were in, Defiance, Skinlab, whatever?
Oh fuck yeah! Oh yeah, for sure. And then you get prima donna Steev there. Oh, you don't like me? Well, I don't like you either. It's tough. I mean, Skinlab, we paid our fucking dues, man. We played to 1 person. We played to 90,000 people. We played to 12 people. The next night we played to 4 people. Next time we played to 300 people. You know, our motto: as long as there's one more than one, that's what we're here for. And we lost sight of that during the Stars Between Us years. We were just wondering if that was really what we stood for. And that's why we kind of took a break, you know, and kind of took some time to get our life together, you know. And
what do you mean by that? Like,
that?
do you mean you guys just kind of felt like you just started doing it for the money? You just started doing it just because it was what you're supposed to do? Like what do you mean?
No, what money? What fucking money are you talking about? No,
hey, try.
No.
Money go hand in hand.
Well, I mean, you know what? We do all right now, but when we go on the road. But no, I was talking about as long as there's, you know, as long as there's one person, that's what we play for. We don't care if there's one or there's fucking 25,000. Of course, we want to be playing on these big tours, and we're really trying to, you know. We have to earn them again, and we have to prove to all the bands that we're actually back for real. And not just a fucking weekend warrior back coming back for a couple of weeks, you know. Yeah, it was tough there for a minute. We lost sight of things. Not you know, not because we weren't making money. We lost hunger because we were just wondering, you know, like, do they really want us? You know, is this all really worth being away from our family, being away from our kids, you know, fucking not having money all the time? Because when you're in a band, I mean, now, fuck, in the last 20 years, in the last 15 years since we've been off being able to work, now we could go on tour and we fucking live like pimps because we have money, you know what I mean? And we can do that. But when you're out there on a band, when you're out there and you go from one tour to the next tour, to the next tour, to the next tour, the 3rd tour, you're fucking broke as fuck, and you're wondering, like, you can't even going home. You have to rebuild back up everything. You know what I mean? That takes a second to get building up. So it's kind of weird, you know. So money's never really been the big thing with Skinlab. We go out there, we do it. And sticking with it over the years, we've kind of learned the way to do it along the way, and we do all right now.
Yeah. You know, I'm going to steal one of Lunchbox's questions here. You know, talk about shows and fests and everything else. Like, you know, tell us a little bit about what went south for the NorCal Tattoo Fest. Any plans of revamping that idea and trying again?
Well, the NorCal Fest, that wasn't mine. That belonged to a couple other dudes, and no, I mean I have no control over that. I was just, and thank you for asking me. I was, you know, I mean, these two dudes called Steve because I know a lot of people, you know, and I'm the monkey that gets out there and puts my ass on the line a lot of times. And what I try to do is just, you know, make an event for all my friends, you know, and
on a huge scale.
Backfired.
I mean, yeah, that was the thing. We were on it. We were really excited to be on it. You know, it just seemed like a really big good time. And once I got there, I could tell you were pretty stressed out, dude. Like, and you're not.
Actually, no, I wasn't. I wasn't. It was all gonna go great. Now, when I seen you guys, and Dave, you got your band. You guys sold fucking all your tickets. You sold, you know what? Because there was a certain amount of tickets to be able to play the thing and stuff like normal fucking festivals. And no, like all that money, you know, everybody sold their tickets. It all went to the dude to pay for the venue and whatever it took to make it all happen. I think he bit off too much because he had the tattoo thing and the metal thing. Well, it turned out the fucking music part is what paid for the fucking tattoo part. And that's where fucking he lost everything. But throughout the day, I had no insight on music, business, anything. I thought that shit was going good. I felt like there was a little light. I was walking around hoping more people were going to come. I felt like, you know, I got Death Angel, Flotsam and Jetsam. They kind of played for me as a favor. I mean, like I said, I grew up with Death Angels, so they really came and they're like, okay, Steve. I got their fucking badass booking agency on the line. You know, I made these things happen all because this dude gave me the green light and fucking did it. So, you know, before, and I'm gonna fucking tell you how it is, bro. I mean, before Skinlab went on, and we were a few bands before, I think Flotsam and everything, I got you know, a message in my ear that we're in the black, and I never heard that term before in my life. You know, in the black, like what? We're fucked. He's like, no, we're fucking good, bro. We just made $18,000 or whatever he said he made. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, sick. All right. You know, the bands are getting paid. Yeah, fucking A, cool.
That's always a good feeling.
Yeah, so that was great, you know, and then the bands, you know, Death Angel Flotsam, they want to get paid before they went on. So the dude fucking asked my wife to fucking write checks to the fucking these bands. So what happened is my wife fucking, which had nothing to do with this festival, wrote checks to Death Angel Flotsam and Jetsam.
Oh shit.
This dude fucking basically said he was going to pay my wife within 24 hours. And pay me. I mean, I was supposed to get paid for doing the festival, and my band, not just because I played the festival, didn't think I'm playing the motherfucker for free. You know, my band had a guarantee too. We didn't get paid that. You know, dude fucking took basically 18 grand and fucking split town. And blaming that, you know, the venue doesn't give you their money until a certain amount of time, and it's basically just it was a lesson learned. I ended up getting you know, because I fucking had gone through TKO, like, you know, like big agents to get Death Angel and all these bands on. You know, I had to hire my manager at the time, great friend of mine, Scott Harrington, to fucking go and find this fucking guy to get him to pay these booking agents, you know, or else it was my name, Steev Esquivel, you know, and Skinlab. It was my name on the fucking line, and it was kind of fucked up, you know. But Scott got the dude to pay, and as far as I know, you know, the dude made deals and everyone got paid. I didn't, of course, as usual, but you know, I'm glad you guys had fun, David. Everyone, I mean, dude, there was fucking 5-star lights. I mean, the promotion. If you see all the bands from Death Angel, Flotsam and Jetsam, all the bands we're promoting have the sickest fucking pictures I've ever seen them ever fucking have. If you notice, you never see the Skinlab promote one time. I never promoted any of our performances from that night. Why? Because I lost my ass. And not only my money, but I got stripped to my pride, you know? I didn't even want to put my own band on there because I felt like it just didn't even happen to me, you know what I mean? But I wanted everyone else, and it was great because I got to see all my homies with killer ass pictures because there was fucking sick ass lighting. The stage was dope, the production was fucking fat ass, and that's what mattered to me. So, in the end, fucking, I'll never do it again. So, there's your answer.
Whoa! Wow. I half expected the stock, like, oh, I can only talk so much about that. Holy shit. Okay.
I've never been able to talk about that because no one's ever asked me, and I'm not one to fucking be like,
dude, I wanted to know. I mean, like you said, we had a good time. We had a killer set. The only thing I was heartbroken about was All Hail the Yeti bailed off that day.
Oh, I like that band.
Yeah, they Hollywooded us for sure.
Yeah, and I was brokenhearted over that. I was just like, wow, really? And then, you know, we did the live with me getting painted, and then you and me did the live promoting the show. Like, it was a lot of fun all the way around. Like, just, like you said, all the homies were there, you know, the bigger names, you know, the Death Angels and Flotsams, and it just had a really cool melting pot feel. And then I've seen you post between now and then about how shit went south, and I wanted to ask you on what better platform than, well, when we got you face to face, eye to eye.
Yeah. No, a memory came up about a few months ago, and it was just like, oh fuck, yeah, that. I mean, because it sucks. I mean, me and Death Angel, you know, we haven't even really, I mean, we hug, but it's really not the same. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure it's not the same with the agencies. I know who I am. I know what's up. You know, and anybody who knows me knows that I wouldn't do any bullshit like that. So it is what it is, and you know, it's just fucked up. I feel I really understand when promoters, they lose their ass on a festival, but I also know that there's, you know, you gotta watch fucking greedy people and what they're really in it for. And I should have fucking known, you know. I should have known. Two dudes from out of town. One guy I know. I'm not gonna throw him under the bus, and I won't even say the names, but yeah. I hope they paid everyone off.
It's always the hopes and dreams. Oh my god.
He owed my wife. My wife went fucking. You don't even owe my wife money, bro. It was on. It was crazy.
All right. We've got a request from the fans here to go ahead and let our guest, other than you, Steve, Mike Vanek, do his 60-second rundown because he's over there crying.
You know damn well it's not going to be 60 seconds.
Is it going to be fucking 60 questions on keto?
No, he'd be answering questions on keto.
No, I'm on it now too. Actually, Mike inspired me.
He has a weird way of doing that.
Yeah.
I've seen his little face look hella skinny. I was like, oh, fucker, I'm going to do that shit. I'm like three or 4 months behind my wife and son. They've been hitting it hard, so I'm like, fuck it. Let's go.
It's easier when everybody else is on it. Like, I try to get on it too because I'm a total rubber ducky fat ass right now. And, you know, I live in a house where my fiance makes the most amazing meals, and I have an 18-month-old son who eats everything, so he can't go on keto. So they're eating everything. We have a billion sweets in the house, and I'm like, I can't do it, man. I just can't. So more power to you.
As long as I have my sugar, bro, out of my coffee and my cream, that's the only sugar I need. I'm cool. We have our fucking keto ice cream bars, fucking fruit. I'm about to have a big ass smoothie when we're done with this. It's day 8, and which ain't shit, you know. But once I set my mind to something, I usually do it. So
you got it, man. You got it.
All right, let me call this ugly bastard real quick.
Oh man, so as we're getting Mike on the line, I gotta ask the question: what happened with Deadvolt?
I'm waiting to ask.
Deadvolt. Wow. You know, we couldn't hold it together. I think I pushed the guys kind of hard. We got going fast. Deadbolt started out of the frustration of reignition ending on a kind of question mark. I started writing music for the next Reignition album, and which we're back together if we can talk about that. But it didn't seem like like there was going to be any reignitions. So I was like, well, shit, I have this because I made Reignition we made Reignition to explore other avenues, and different genres, not different genres, but just the softer side of metal, different dynamics. I'm a huge Mother Love Bone fan, Temple the Dog, Pearl Jam. I'm a Seven Dust groupie.
Seven Dust is amazing.
Yeah, bro. I love that stuff. So, like, I'm always going to you're always going to hear that in Skinlab, but I feel like, 15 years later, Revolta Room is kind of a cult classic, but then it kind of killed us. And that's when I was bringing out that style of music. I was into Cold, I still am. Just kind of melodramatic music. And it started seeping into Skinlab and watering things down. Purify, stuff like that. Isolation. And I'm not sure that the fans really wanted it. So that was my little, grapevine to seed out and do little different kinds of music. But as far as Deadbolt, we hit the road really literally, like within a year we were touring. We did 3 tours, one by ourselves, one with Nonpoint, another with Straight Line Stitch, Cage 9. We got out there and we did it the way bands do. And the wheels fell off. Literally, we took some hoopty ass, school bus thing. Our lead singer finagled out off of some band in Sacramento, and the thing was basically a death trap and barely made it to every city. And it was, we were just like, dude, this is crazy. I think if we would have stayed together for a little bit longer, things would have come together, but the singer ended up having some personal issues, and he was pretty much, the main focus and I think the voice of the band. I think everybody else, they're all great musicians. Yeah, there's me, but Brian, I think, had a very special voice, much like Dave from Reignition.
Yeah, no, I have to agree with that because outside of Skinlab, Deadbolt is what I knew you from. So I've seen you and Deadbolt probably like 4 or 5 times. And then one day you guys just kind of disappeared, and I was like, what the hell?
Holy God! It took long enough.
We played the last Modesto X Fest, and our singer didn't show up, man, and it was the second time he didn't show up, and I had to sing and play guitar, and it was kind of like, fuck, man, this isn't what I started this band for. I don't want to be the singer. I want to be the doo-wop. I want to be in the background and not be the center of attention. Like, I just want to kick it, And,
which was weird the first time I played with Deadbolt. Like, I didn't expect that. Like, I didn't know anything about Deadbolt except Steev Esquivel in it.
And there I am in the back, I get it, but...
Kind of hiding. I was like, what the fuck? I'm up there trying to get your attention. You're like, nope, playing guitar. Leave me alone.
For sure, totally. But you know why? Because I'm having a hard time playing. Yeah. So I look at anything, I'm gonna fuck up, dude. These sausage figures. But yeah, man, Deadbolt was something special, and it was, I'm actually doing so much stuff, but I'm doing my solo record. I'm actually demoing the stuff right now, and I'll be doing a couple songs that were on the record that kind of didn't really come out the way I wanted the way I wrote them. So I'll be doing it myself. Really cool.
We can't wait for that. So we have our boy Mike Vanek on the line with us. Say hi, Mike.
Holy
Mike,
God,
even
long enough.
Mike even shaved for this. Look at you looking all clean and proper for Steev Esquivel, and I thought I was a fanboy.
Damn, I knew I showered for a reason. What's up, Mike?
What's up, Doug? How you been?
How you doing, brother? Much love, man. Hey, sorry about everything.
Hey,
You know, much love to your family, bro.
Yeah, dude. So, I got a few questions. You know me, I'm a thrash metal nerd, so you know what that's going to be about.
Don't hit me hard.
All right, so first time you saw X.
What's that?
When was the first time you saw Exodus?
My first time I saw Exodus, I took the Amtrak to San Francisco, and was the fucking craziest show I'd ever seen. Yeah. Was at the Stone.
Say that again?
What venue was it?
Was at the Stone.
Well, what was it like to be managed by Debbie Obono?
Oh, that was like really cool. I mean, in my older band's examples, we had always dreamed of having her manage us, and it was actually really great that she really great that her family actually dealt with her being so gone all the time. She was such a great lady that took a lot of part of her life to be with her extended family, us metal kids and everything. So really cool and very grateful to her family and everything.
If you're watching, Google Debbie Obono and read about her. She was a fucking legend.
Yeah, beautiful lady.
Hella beautiful lady.
Can't forget Angie. Can't forget Angie either.
Right. Who smokes more weed, Zetro or Bailoff?
Well, I think Zetro has access to more weed, but Paul would probably outsmoke him. Paul will go for days, bro. But I mean, me and Paul go back to. You can look online and there's a picture of me and Paul smoking out of an apple.
Well, Paul Bailoff used to buy weed from my dad when we lived in Castro Valley, so there's that. He once told me my mom had nice tits. That's the story.
He's like, you might know me for the 80s. I fucked your mom.
Oh, man.
Favorite show ever at the Omni?
Oh, God. I would have to say Machine Head Possessed. There you are. What's up? There you go. I see you. Yeah.
Alright. What was your best tour you ever did with Defiance?
Wow. Would have to be Violence and Flotsam and Jetsam.
Fuck yeah, dude. There's videos from
awesome.
There's videos from that tour on YouTube.
Yeah, that was cool.
Who's a bigger pain in the ass? Mike Beard or Mike Beard?
Mike Beard. Mike Beard all the way.
Mike or Eric? I called Eric because I want Eric on one of my projects, and he's like, "Wow, dude, it surprised me." I said, "Because you're my favorite closer."
Right. What was your favorite show you ever played with Examples?
Oh God, I think that was we played with Sacred Right at the Omni.
Right on.
Really cool. Our drummer had his brand new big fucking drum set that wrapped around him.
All right.
And Eric broke a string and didn't have a replacement.
What was your favorite Mike Beard show?
Mike Beard show?
No, Mike Barrett. This guy right here.
Mike Beard?
Mike Barrett.
I would say the one where you didn't have a microphone stand, or let's see, which one was that? And I almost got jumped by all your homies because fucking we didn't want to play. No, I would say my favorite show would be Skinlab and Forbidden, or Reignition and Flaw.
Oh! Reignition for my birthday.
Yeah.
Reignition, dude?
Yeah, the Reignition Flaw Show was on my birthday. What started out as the worst birthday ever, where my car got robbed for all my weed, and I went to work hungover as shit. And then I showed back up. I went in, wound up smoking a joint with some dude in the bathroom, actually. And then Mike Vander took me to Flaw merch booth, bought me a shirt. The merch guy bought me a shot, and then the rest of the night was fucking gorgeous.
I'm Skinlab, like Get Flaw checked me, showed up at my house the next day, but that's another fucking story for another day.
I'll go beat Bulls up tomorrow for that.
What was the best show you ever saw your dad play?
My dad? Oh, you know what, man? I only was able to see him play one time. There was a bar in San Jose called the Monkey Bar, and you know, little kids back in the 70s. It wasn't like nowadays, man. I mean, there were fucking kids running around till 12 o'clock downtown San Jose and shit outside the bars. And yeah, man, we'd pull up and my mom would kind of, you know, go in there and let me hang out with the kids outside. But yeah, the Monkey Bar, sure. And that was kind of like the only time I got to see him, pretty much.
Word. Sorry about that.
Oh, no, all good. He's still alive.
Quit fucking shit up, Vanek.
Hey, dude, I'm fucking in Virginia. Give me a fucking break.
And the weed sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool.
So, what was it like jamming with Exodus at the Warfield with Megadeth? By the way,
you're what?
I was there, front row.
Okay. Oh, no way. Well, I didn't see it because I was blind, bro. The night before was the second night, so that was the third night of the Megadeth tour. And if I don't know if you remember, but I had short hair, and it was just short enough where it would go in my eyes every night. So I used gel, and I would put it in my hair to slick it back. Yeah. And that night, you know, we went back to the hotel, and me and my wife did our thing, and got all sweaty and everything, and shit went to my eyes and fucking burned my eyes. And I went blind, bro. Literally fucking burned through my shit. So I almost didn't do the San Francisco show. We came home, and from Anaheim, the next show was in San Francisco, and I had to go to an eye doctor. And I had to leave one eye doctor in Anaheim and go to another one in San Francisco, and they told me not to play the show. But then I heard Chuck Billy was going to take my place, and that just fucked me all up. So I was like, oh, hell no.
So, speaking of Chuck Billy, when you were in Defiance, how bad did you off when people compared you to Chuck Billy?
Yeah. It didn't really piss me off. I've always taken it, you know, I always took it pretty good. I mean, I was a fan of Chuck when I was a kid. But, you know, it's, you know, whatever. It is what it is. I actually had to start wearing shorts and start Skinlab just to fucking vanish from that. And as soon as I did, it was over.
Yeah, you know, Chuck don't give a fuck about any of that shit.
No. And I've told him that too, and he's like, really? Like I painted his house, and we were talking about it. And he's just so cool. He was just like, I didn't really know about that.
That was a trip. So you mentioned the Forbidden. So that's my last question. Is you guys were main support to Forbidden's reunion show? Well, what was supposed to be their reunion show? What was like that for you, or what was that like for you, and what were your highlights?
Sitting next to Glenn all night. That was sick, man. Yeah, that was really cool. And it's kind of crazy because the singer Forbidden.
Yeah.
What's his name? He's never really around. I never really seen him. I've never seen him in the scene, and I actually forgot. Like, I was thinking to myself, because I remember me and you were up smoking a bowl up in the fucking rafter or outside, and I was asking you, I'm like, who's singing for Forbidden? Like, fuck, who's their singer? And so he came walking in. I was like, oh, fuck, Russ, what's up, bro? Damn.
We were
Crazy, man.
we were watching that sound check, me and you look over at me, you're like, oh, now I remember.
Right? So, yeah, it was total shock. I mean, talk about, to me, that's how you have longevity in the scene is, you know, you don't want to be that guy that's out there fucking every day posting, going fucking live, you know, fucking out every fucking dude's show in everyone's face and blah, 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 blah.
Word.
I fucking respect Russ for that, man, because I miss him, and now fucking that dude's just like a star to me, you know?
Right. I got two more questions for you. First one is, give me your favorite touring with 36 Crazy Fish story.
I fucking love them, by the way. They're so underrated.
Yeah. Those guys are fucking amazing. Well, I mean, that would have to be the when we discovered them. We took them on a small tour. Our homie Jeff Hill had asked me if, you know, we could bring a young band out. And to tell you the truth, I didn't even. We were partying so hard in our RV for a few days. I didn't really watch them until the last show in Bend. And my wife came in. She's like, "Babe, you better come out here. You might want to watch this band," you know. And I walked in and fucking small little club with maybe 3 or 4 people and fucking snowed out Bend club. And Rock just walked out with his fucking hood on, man. And back then he used to do this breakdancing thing, and the goat boy, that was more predominant, and just fucking blew my mind. I mean, I remember looking at my wife and looking at the guys, and I was just like, holy fuck, I'm gonna get this band signed. And yeah, I mean, that's exactly what I said as soon as they got off stage, and I was so bummed out that I missed the other 4 shows. And just completely blown away. So that's probably. I mean, we've had so many stupid nights with those dudes, man. It's and half the time we're just so fucking wasted that I really can't remember, Mike. So.
We had you guys and them at the Fat Cat once, and I have to tell you that was the most high I've ever been in my whole life.
Well, that's purely because of Skinlab, because those dudes don't even smoke. So.
Oh, bro. Me and you, we probably smoked. Me, you, and Robbie smoked like 5 blunts that night.
For sure.
All right. So my last question for you, Big Steve, is who is the most underrated band in the history of thrash metal?
Holy diver! Wow, in thrash metal, the most underrated band.
I've been waiting all week to ask you that.
Wow. In thrash metal, the most underrated band. I'll tell you the most overrated one. No, I won't.
You can't tease that shit.
No, I would never do that. Fuck that. Dude, you know, I'm the guy that spends more time racing than hosting, so I'll never fucking do that shit. Man. That's a tough one, dude. But I'm gonna have to go with my homeboys Heathen, because they're fucking, dude. Musically, they're just badass. Lee is just amazing, and Dave was that vocalist in Laughing Dead. He wrote the vocals before I got there, that I couldn't do, man. There's something about that dude's voice. It's straight up James Hetfield fucking metal to the bone, you know. And I mean, yeah.
Have you heard their new album?
I have heard a few songs of it. Yep. Yeah, Cragen actually manages Defiance.
Their new record is fucking badass, and Craig and Lum did a fucking fantastic job filling in for Gary Holt.
Sure did, absolutely. Fucking A.
Hell yeah, dude.
On that same note, while we still got Mike Vanek here, since, you know, we're all Bay Area and NorCal old schoolers, who's your favorite band that never quite got their shot from our area?
Hostility.
I'm not talking to you. Fuck, shut up.
I thought you were doing a general question.
Yeah, you said.
It's not like tell Mike Vanek to shut up. Like.
Okay.
No. Steve?
Golly.
I mean, I'd co-sign Mike Vanek on that one too, by the way.
Yeah, for sure. God, there was so many fucking killer bands in the Bay Area. I mean, cause genres, man. I mean, cause there's bending, genre bending, you know, little margins we could cross here.
By the way, dude, if you've got a list, throw a list. I just want to know who do you think, man, they were so good and you just never saw.
Let's start at the beginning. Fungo Mungo.
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's see. And the metal, super metal department, I would say, Laughing Dead was a band that should have made it. Defiance, I think, is a very underrated thrash metal band. Yeah.
When their new album comes out, are you gonna be on it?
Who?
Defiance.
Of course.
Fucking yeah, I can't.
Yeah. We're right now. Vanette, I told you there's a new one, right? Boom.
Yeah.
It's a collector's. I'm going blind. I can't really read it. But.
Tell Jay I said what's up.
Oh wait, Unjust.
Unjust.
Eric
Unjust could come back today and fucking make it.
Because you said Unjust, there was one band that did get signed from this area, but they kind of fizzled because they came in at the wrong time. And that
2000.
no, but Finger Tight. I don't know if you ever saw them or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they would fit in today.
I think Minus should have had their spot.
Minus Capita.
I had those dudes on real. They were going to be my next signing to Roadrunner, but fucking they dropped the ball.
I thought Insolence was gonna blow up.
They did blow up. They sold 250,000 records.
Yeah,
I thought they'd still be around today.
they are still around.
Yeah, they're still around. Yeah, no, I mean, but you know, I think if they put more into it, they could probably do it. You know, you know, listen, like Skinlab took that 7-year break, man. If we would have kept going, and if I didn't know it, we didn't know it, but if we could have kept going, we'd be right where all these other bands are right now. We're 7 years behind, man.
So, I did a lot of research for this show, and I spent a lot of motherfucking time on Blabbermouth. Do you realize that you mentioned Blabbermouth over 500 times?
What? Oh, really? Well, because Poor Boy signed us, man. I don't know if you realize that. The owner is the guy who signed us for Century Media.
Almost every time you're on Blabbermouth, you're playing a Mike Vanek show.
So you said we played you in 5 minutes?
Skinlab in Modesto virtual. Yeah.
Nice.
Also, they talked about the time that I got fired from the Fat Cat and they canceled fucking Exodus and blamed it on me. And Gary Holt's quote was, "Well, we were supposed to play with Skinlab and we were looking forward to that and this and that." And I'm just like, ouch.
The famous Mike Vanek's gonna get his legs broke by Exodus story.
Yeah, John Greenberg calls me up and says, I'm sending guys over to your house to break your leg.
Fuck Finberg.
Right?
Yeah, fuck that guy. I've had booking dealings with him, and he's just a fucking dick. Completely.
Fuck that guy. He's a piece of shit. I've never fucking met anybody that tried to make anybody feel like such a fucking piece of shit, man. He's such a fucking jerk.
Yeah, I got emails from him. Good times.
Me too. Yeah, no, for sure. Smack him like a fucking bitch.
So speaking of, okay, so we gotta try to promote a little something here. We have Steev Esquivel from motherfucking Skinlab in the house. We need to talk about...
West Side?
We gotta talk about Venomous, man. 2019, Venomous came out. Art is War Records. Where did the connection with Art is War come about?
Like everything else, these people contact me online, and they've got love for Skinlab, man. We've been Skinlab's very fortunate that we have this connection with people, and you know, on a very small level, but there's something about our band that hits a hardcore, you know, source inside of people. You know, this guy reached out, Lucas reached out, and was, you know, offering, you know, wanted to see what it would take to get Skinlab going, and offered a couple cheeseburgers, and you know, we needed a few more, and we made the deal right, so it worked. And basically, in a nutshell, what happened is our then manager I had brought into the table basically to with Skinlab's sources and, you know, resources, we kind of built the label around us, and kind of brought in, you know, the outside elements to help build this label, and then the guy basically took everything and kind of ran with it and modeled everything and started, you know, doing what he's doing now. Fortunately, I don't even think the label is even going anymore, and we are certainly not involved with them. It was, you know, Venomous is out there, and we'll be supporting it, you know, by ourselves from here on out.
Okay. Okay, so once the world opens up a little bit again, we're gonna see hopefully some more music videos, some more touring, a continuation.
I'm figuring it all out right now because we have a video in the can right now, but we're starting our YouTube channel, and I'm just kind of figuring out how to do it right. But we have a video from the road that we put together, and then, like I said, like for some reason we're not that big of a band where we could get everyone to just do videos for us, but we have met a lot of people who are interested in collaborating with us, so these things are coming to kind of the table now, and we have ways to, you know, pay for people's services and everything with YouTube now. So videos will be coming here soon, and we're looking to put out Venomous on wax. We're going to fulfill everyone's request for albums. Venomous records. We're trying to make it the best possible experience ever. We want to put a few new songs on there, maybe some covers, and get that out there when the gates open. We have people in our corner right now. I'm building a team, and we're getting ready for war, man, because we're not giving up on our band.
Right.
We're not giving up on Venomous.
Right. What's it like having Snake back in the machine?
Oh, it's fucking amazing, man. That's my brother. You know, Snake was out just for a couple tours, so he wasn't out in between, you know, over a record cycle or anything like that. So it really didn't seem like he was gone. I missed him on a couple tours, but it was kind of healthy because we missed each other. You know what I mean? He's seen us out there working, and he, you know, that's what Snake's born to do. You know, these motherfuckers. He's born to be on stage, and
the first time I ever worked with you guys was in Merced on Halloween, and he showed up dressed up as John Lennon. And besides,
that's right,
dude, he looked just like him. And
he did. And Yoko?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, him and Yoko.
Right?
Yeah, he comes up with the craziest Halloween stuff, man.
Yeah, you guys, dude, I was looking over it. Between all your bands, you played for me 37 times. And,
damn!
And Skinlab...
That's nothing but losers numbers right there.
Dude, Skinlab...
That's what
time. And 10 times just at the Fat Cat. You know what I mean? And, dude, you guys, by far, always been the best band I ever booked. And you and Snake and Paul, always been straight up G's to me. I just wanted to thank you for that.
Wow, man. You know we love you, Mike. We always had much love for you, brother. I remember giving us our fucking leeway on, you know, patting us on the butt as we went on our, you know, first Slayer tour. You know, you're the last dude.
I remember when you and your lovely wife showed up with your children, and Chris Ricky was like, "Oh, they can't come in," and you literally told Chris Ricky, "Man, fuck you." I'm going on a tour with Slayer on Monday. You look at me.
I know you said that. Like I didn't say it like that. That was said that I'm going. This. You make me sound so arrogant right there.
Oh,
You
bro,
fucker.
you look great.
No, I said I'm going to a Slayer. I ain't gonna see my kids anymore.
And I was like, dude, that is the most G thing I've ever seen in my whole life. You just told my yourself you going on tour with Slayer.
I'm going on tour with Slayer, making $12 a night, bitch. we went on tour with Slayer, made $12 a night, but I came home 28 pounds heavier because we had fucking unlimited catering, 2 cases of beer, 2 bottles of Jaeger a night, 1 fucking honey, 1 regular. And we drank them all every night, and I seemed to just like stay at catering. Had fucking ate bread for fucking 14 days. My wife came back home, knocked on the door with my bags, and I opened the door, and my wife was like, "What the fuck happened to you?" I was like,
we had a team in town for Marilyn Manson. When Marilyn Manson came to Modesto, his whole team was just cut off the road with Slayer. So their whole crew toured with Marilyn Manson, and let me tell you, that was the worst show I ever worked in my whole life.
Alright.
Marilyn Manson peed on everything.
What the fuck?
I'll beat the shit out of that fucking dude.
What?
Dude, he peed on the couch, he peed in the food.
Who the fuck does that? God. Dude, Skinlab, we were fucking badass. We wanted to go, because at one point, you know, Skinlab, we were all painters, right? For the most of our career, everyone in Skinlab were painters at one time. So fucking, we were going to go and like pull up to like CBGB's and go buy like 5 gallons of paint and walk in with fucking paint whites and just paint the fucking dressing room all white. and fucking leave, dude. How fucking huge would we be? We'd either be dead or the biggest band in the world. The band that fucking painted CBGB's dressing room. Kill him!
Oh God!
Well, hey, my friend. Well, hey, my friends. What, Mike?
Room you've ever been to?
What?
Shittiest dressing room in America.
Oh, come on. There's a lot of those.
Oh God.
Mute Mike Vanek, Brandon.
Probably our fucking the Skinlab skin tube. Our band.
All right, Mike. You need to be quiet for a little bit because we got to pay some bills, and by bills I mean we need to do some promotion for Venomous.
Wait, I got one question real quick. I've been waiting for this one all night.
Get it?
Steve, what the fuck is the deal with socks always being on your rider?
I learned that from fucking Exodus because they always wanted to make sure well, that was just a metal thing to do. But I think it was just to make sure Bailoff was always fucking, his fucking hooves were fucking covered. It was so funny. One time we played a club where the fucking Hell's Angels owned it. And I hear, "Hey, who's Steve?" You know, fucking, I'm just like, "Oh, fuck, who the fuck is that, man? Somebody's gonna fucking come kill me." He's like, "Where's Steve at?" I was like, "I'm over here. What's up, man? How you doing?" And he came over like he's about to fucking kill me, and he's like, "Here you go." He handed me these little pink baby socks. He's like, "Here you go. You request some socks." I was just like, "Oh man, thank you, sir." But you always need socks, dude. You need socks are what you need. You throw them away. Yeah. You don't dare fucking bring him to the next town. That is just a no-no. Maybe the Snake, because that guy, like, don't stink. He's, like, made of air and fucking garlic and shit.
I wasn't allowed to bring my socks on the bus.
I bet. I can imagine that.
Yeah, but your feet are notoriously gross. But no, dude, like, I was a 16, 17-year-old kid just starting really getting into promoting, booking bands. And, like, I asked Andrew Holzbar, like, you know, what do bigger bands need? And he's like, well, blah, 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 blah. And then he's like, and then if you want to get Skinlab, like, they have some interesting things. Like, Steve always wants a pack of socks. And wait, what? Like, yeah, like if you book Skinlab, like, immediately make sure you offer a pack of socks.
Yeah, that's Bud Light.
Yeah.
That Bud Light. But we after picking up, we were on tour and we had a whole new crew, and we had our boy Phil on tour with us doing video. And my kids are much older now, obviously 20 and 19, 22. But I come on the bus and I'm like, I see Modelo, and I'm like, Modelo? What the fuck is Modelo doing in here? And Phil comes up, Phil's all Mexican and shit. He's like, oh, boy, you don't drink the Modelo? I'm like, nah, bro. My son's like, he said to get the Modelo. I'm like, get the Modelo out of here. No Modelo. We're a fucking Bud Light band. We're usually not getting anything, so, you know, we don't get too crazy. Nowadays we're really easy. Just get us a hotel and we'll fucking buy our own food. A lot of promoters like that.
Noted. And I'll feed you. But
I've filled many a Skinlab.
And a little help with my cataracts.
got that covered too. But like I said, don't worry about it. I'll feed you for sure. Like,
yeah, the only band I've ever booked that had blunts on their rider.
Yeah, blunt wraps.
I mean, why not?
Coming to a blunt style near you.
All right, my friends, we're going to take a brief break, and we're going to check out some Skinlab. This next song is from the Venomous record. This is Amerikill. You can find it on YouTube and all the other places that show videos. So let's take a quick break and check it out.
Staring at us, there's no religion, no more time for justice. Real
ladies and gentlemen, that was Amerikill from the Venomous record, released in 2019. And we're just going to put a little asterisk next to that because we're going to have a continuation coming here in 2021. So, what'd you guys think of Amerikill? If you like it, go pick up the Venomous record. Now on Venomous Records. Lunchbox.
What's everybody drinking out there, by the way? I seem like Vanek's got a drink, Steve's got a drink, Brandon's got wine.
I'm drinking Tisdale Moscato because I'm out of beer.
I got bourbon and water.
I got water because I'm on freaking diet.
Well, I'm on the same diet, and I got bullet bourbon.
And water.
Yeah, keep yourself hydrated.
Steve, no trace Alpine Lager because it's one of my favorites and it's got a low ABV and I wanted to stay cognizant tonight because holy shit, man, this has been great. It really has.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of bounced around from the early days to the bands in between to Exodus to Skinlab to everywhere else in between. So, other than Skinlab, do you have any other musical projects in the burner, man?
Yeah. So I have a band that I've been a part of for about 4 years now called 16 Tons. Two brothers out of Oakland. Super heavy doom metal band.
Ooh.
And yeah, they've gone through a few members, and it's really, the beauty of the band is it's, a stoner doom band that's really in no rush. So the music kind of stands the test of time. We've kind of told ourselves that 2021 we're actually going to release the music. We released one song. We have it's on Spotify and SoundCloud and everything. We have one song called Empires, and the band's called 16 Tons. But it doesn't really represent, I think, what we really want to go for. I think they're like into YOB, Weed Eater, and just High on Fire, and just really, I think they want to dive more into the YOB side of things and get really dreamy and atmospheric. So looking forward to that. And, like I said, I'm a Seven Dust fan, so I don't want to get involved in the music. I can do super heavy shit, Skinlab, droney, sausage finger crowbar riffs, but I'm gonna let them do their magic, and I'm gonna sing. So, yeah. So I have that, and I'm writing right now for my first solo record. I'm about 7 songs right now. It's gonna be kind of like the darker, mellower side. Kind of Deadbolty Reignition, but then more kind of darker, slower. Kind of electronic in a way. Mm-hmm. Super into like the latest Jonathan Davis's last solo album. Fucking amazing. Highly Suspect's last record, super badass. New Danko Jones. So there's all kinds of different, all kinds of inspirations.
All right.
Cool.
Crash Test Dummies. One of my buddies said one of the songs sounds like Crash Test Dummies because of my low baritone vocals. So, yeah, I'll be using a lot more of the Wolfman, a lot more of the Barry White. It's going to be very monotonish. Yep.
That's not
got some panty droppers on there for the ladies.
Awesome. That's what we need more of.
Yeah. I ain't afraid.
And you shouldn't be. So, Steve, do us a favor. Tell the listeners and everybody else who will listen and watch, where can they find you and where can they find your music?
You can find us all over the place. I mean, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook. My handles are Steev Esquivel. Or I think my Facebook is Esquivel. But yeah, I'm available. Just Google me, whatever. You want me to come fucking paint your house and write you a song, we'll do it. Yeah, I don't hide from anything, man. I like to keep it real, But yeah, anyone wants to hit me up, more than welcome. I love meeting people, and I think that's the beauty of social media nowadays. I have a lot of fans, and I like to call it friends, not fans, that reach out to me, and every day I wake up to some kind of cool story from somebody, or somebody reaching out wanting to say hi, and it's beautiful that our music can do that.
Love it.
All right.
You stoner.
Big special thanks to Mike Vanek for researching and curating tonight's episode with Mr. Steev Esquivel. Mike Vanek, where can they find you, sir?
Mike Vanek Sucks. Blogspot.com is Mike Vanek Sucks. The blog this week. I got another blog coming out. I took a break because of family shit, which everybody that knows me knows what's going on. But Bismal Piss just got signed to a label from Spain. They dropped their first ever album this week. If you like death metal, I'm just gonna go out there and say it. This is the best death metal album I've heard in the last 20 years. They are bad. Check them out. I'm gonna have a really cool blog about them and the Central Valley Death Metal Capture series, who supported the death metal scene in Modesto for 20 years. And Mike Vanek Sucks on Instagram, Mike Vanek Sucks on Twitter, Mike Vanek on Facebook, Mike Vanek Sucks on the
everywhere. Everyone.
Get back into it. Big thanks to Caton from Hyrax for the cool shit he said about me this week.
And big props to your girl.
Hell yeah.
For hanging in there.
Right. She got nominated for an ACM award this week, so we're hella hoping for that.
Awesome.
Two of them.
Wow.
Before I go, I want to give a big shout out to Snake, man. Not only has he become a huge producer and did some major work along with Ulrich on our last album, but he's been accepted into the Grammy family as far as on the board. He kind of got skimped out this year, but it was going to be his first year actually going and being part of the Grammys. But as far as from here on out, yeah, he's actually an active member on the voting board. So huge props out to him, man. We're fucking proud of him, and this is something I just wanted to fucking throw a big shout out to him for.
Hopefully we'll get some real metal on the Grammys this time.
Yeah. Hey, man, body count, I'll take it, bro. I mean, Juan's been fucking doing this shit a long time, bro. Long time.
Dude,
Agent Steel. What?
Yes.
High on Fire won last year, dude. High on Fire is badass.
Yeah, man. Fucking Oakland,
Yeah, dude, I voted for Matt Pike for president.
Hey, and I'm gonna go ahead and say this. All these haters, I ain't mad at Posty, bro. I don't fucking care. But that girl fucking, whatever, the stripper girl dancing, oh my god. That was a joke.
That would be, what was that, Cardi B, I think? I don't know.
Yeah.
Stallion.
Holy diver. Fucking put some panties on that shit.
With that being said, I am Brandon the Boss Blacker. You can find me on Instagram at The Real Brandon Blacker. You can find my band Suburban Paranoia on all social media platforms and streaming areas and suburbanparanoia.com. Lunchbox, where can they find you?
Well, you know what? You can find me anywhere if you look. Just look to your left, look to your right, look up, look down. The Lunchbox might be creeping around your town. And you can most importantly find this show at Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box on Facebook. Don't forget to join the Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box Facebook discussion group where we shitpost memes, music videos, wrestling bullshit, Simpsons bullshit, and all the other bullshit you want to bullshit about all bullshitting day long. You can find this show at Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box on Instagram, Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box shop_talking on Twitter, Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box on YouTube. But most importantly, you can always find this show live Monday nights at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box. Next week's episode 105, where your boy, the Boss in the Box, will be calling a couple death matches for your viewing and listening pleasure. So please tune in. Thank you again to Mike Vanek and most importantly Steev Esquivel for doing episode 104. We'll see you next week.
That's right. Go pick up Venomous right now and tell them. And when you pick it up, tell them you got it from Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box. See you next week, everybody. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Mike. Good night, everybody.